dot product, which is also called scalar product, as A vector dot B vector is positive. And the other thing that we learned is we can find the same A vector dot B vector in form of components if they are given as Ax bx plus Ay by plus Az dz. Fine?
Yes.
Huh? Angle theta. यानी पाछળ cos theta लो કેમ કરો? કઈ નહીં. Okay, now I told you that the two vectors will have dot product if angle theta is 90. Yes? No? Have you learned that? A vector dot B vector is 0 if A vector is perpendicular to B vector. Angle theta is 90. Correct?
Yes.
So that is about dot product. Now, and we also learned how to find angle between two vectors using the dot product. Correct or not?
Yes.
I gave you a question to practice.
Yes.
I did, I remember. Where was them? I have said the map. Find angle between A vector and B vector. You see the name? Where okay?
Yes.
What's the angle?
90.
90?
Yes.
Because the dot product turns out to be 0. Alright?
Yes.
How many of you have done it? Right? Very good. Okay. So, now let's move on to the other type of product. So, okay, let's just write basic ideas. First one is that A vector dot B vector, which is AB cos theta, of course, will be greater than 0 if theta is less than 90. Acute. The angle is acute. Cover kore ki nahi?
Yes.
Okay. Less than 90, of course. Acute. Now, why is it like this? Try to recollect the table. Which table? The table of cos theta. Cos 0, 1. Up to cos 90, which is 0. Those values are positive. But beyond 90, the values become negative. So, this is 1. Of course, second, you already know what happens if theta is 90. So, I am not writing it again. Alright? Is it okay or not okay?
Yes.
And the third one. What's the third one? A vector dot B vector will be less than 0. Negative. When will it be negative? If theta is greater than 90 degrees. That is which kind of angle? Did you understand all the 3 points? Or not here? Table the value yaad chhe ne?
Yes.
What is cos 120 degree? Negative value ne. So if you put cos as negative, then obviously A vector dot B vector will also be negative. Samjhai je? 0 or not? Okay. So that's what is going on here. In fact, I think we had one question also when we were practicing, when I just started explaining what is dot product. You make my negative out to the mind. Check it. Yes, this one where A vector and B vector had angle 150 degree with each other. Did you find it from your notebook?
Yes.
A vector and B vector had angle 150 degree. Right? Okay. So that is what happens when theta is greater than 90, when A vector or B vector has negative. Okay. Now, let's go over to the next idea, next point, or rather next topic. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now, dot product called scalar product. Now, here is a new kind of product which is vector product. Okay, and we use the symbol cross to indicate it, so it is also called cross product. Cross product is a vector product. Dot product is a scalar product. What does this mean? the answer of this thing is going to be a vector. A vector dot b vector is a scalar. Again, I'm trying to make you recollect everything that we have learned. But now we are going to talk about multiplying two vectors or taking product of two vectors in a different form. And a vector cross b vector, when you write it like this, don't say into. What to say? Cross. A vector cross b vector is a vector. That's why this kind of product is called vector product. Right? Scalar product કેમ કહેવાય? Answer scalar આવે એટલે scalar product. Answer vector આવે તો vector product. As simple as that. Now how do you find this thing? Definition. A vector cross b vector is equal to a b sin theta. What do cos theta? This will be sin theta. But similarity ends over there. बाकी બધું અલગ છે. And then we have to write n hat. Okay, a vector cross b vector is equal to ab sin theta n hat or n caret. What is meaning of n caret? We'll get to it eventually. પહેલા બીજા ફોર્મમાં લખો. n in magnitude form. Just this. So a vector cross b vector is ab sin theta n hat, and magnitude of a vector cross b vector is ab sin theta. So what is this n hat? Let's write n hat. Theta तो आवडते लगता. What's theta? Theta ही लगता. Theta is angle between a vector and b vector. And then we will write n. Okay. Okay. So what have we written here and what does this all mean? So first thing to understand is that this is not a scalar, it's a vector. So vector is direction, correct or not? Every vector has a direction. So this n hat is a unit vector, correct? Why? How do I know it's a unit vector? Because n hat. Now this unit vector has a direction. Right? This is indicating the direction of this a vector cross b vector. What's that unit vector? It is a unit vector normal to both. To both what? A vector and also to b vector. Normal means what? Perpendicular. Normal means perpendicular to both a vector and b vector. And how do we find it? We find it by something called right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule. Now what are all these rules? Okay, and how to use them? Let's see. Okay, you might have had a glimpse of all this in 10th standard probably, but it was very basic over there. Okay, yeah, but you should not be shy, you should not hesitate. If you don't practice, you will never be able to understand. Alright? Join out because everything is in 3D. 3D, that is, you need imagine it. हाथ हलाओ ने तो माइंड इमेजिन કરી દો એની તો નહીં કરતું. Okay, let's begin. First of all, I will write down the steps of this right hand screw. Okay, બે લખાવજો બધું તમને સમજાય. Okay, put it here. Right hand screw rule. Now what the right hand screw is? बहुत सिंपल आइडिया है. खाली એટલો જ છે કે પેપર ઉપર કરવા જાવ તો અઘરું પડે. What's the meaning of this? I'm sure you have at least once in your life used a screwdriver and tried to open or close something up.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, how many of you do have water bottle right now with you? Take it out. Come on, let's use it. Okay, water bottle as a learning tool. Okay. Now, how many of you are left-handed? Raise your hand. એટલે મને જોવાની ખબર પડે કારણ કે you are most likely to make mistake. એટલે એવું નથી કે બીજા નહીં કરે, બરાબર? Everyone will make a mistake once in a while, but left-handed people are more likely because your natural tendency is to use the left hand. All right? So, be careful. Now, as far as right-hand screw rule is concerned, there's not much to worry about. Try to open that screw. Screw એટલે the cap thing. It's a screw, isn't it? આટા છે કે નહીં એને? તો એને screw કહેવાય ને. ખોલો તો ખરા કે દે ખુલે. Okay, when you did it, you would have noticed that if you turn it this way, તમારી bottle ભલે ગમે એમ પડી હોય. If you are keeping it erect so that water doesn't spill out. So if you turn it this way, what's going to happen? It will go up. Correct or not? Exactly, this is the right hand screw. Because all these screws are right hand screws. ભલે તમે એને ગમે હાથેથી ખોલો એનાથી કઈ ફરક નથી પડતો. They are always called right hand screws. Okay, અચ્છા તો એ શું છે? Here are the steps. Turn a screw. Actually, turn a right hand screw from A vector towards B vector through the smaller angle the direction in which screw moves shows direction of A vector cross B vector, or you can say of n hat, whichever you need. I'm the n hat नहीं बोलूँगा. Okay, so this is what it means. When they use the color. Have a look. Suppose I tell you that we have got two vectors here. Let's say this is A vector. You draw it in a notebook. And here is another vector, B vector. Okay. Now, as we will try to use this rule, okay, see what happens. If I want to find what's the direction of A vector cross B vector, again I'm not interested in magnitude. Magnitude is बहुत easy. ये बोला मैं AB cos theta होता है, just like that here it is. AB sin theta is magnitude. Nothing special. I don't even care about magnitude because most of you will be able to find out the magnitudes on your own. Problem देखा है direction. Let's see. What does this rule say? Turn a right hand screw. So normal screw that you would have seen in your life. A right hand screw from A vector. So A vector is pointing in that direction, and we have to rotate it, rotate it towards B vector. B vector क्या है? आम है. And पहला आम, પછી આમ, and arm ફેરવાનું. Did you understand?
Yes.
Through the smaller angle. See, why smaller angle? Because someone might say, sir, I can rotate it this way also. Look at angle 1 and 2. Which angle is smaller and which is bigger? 1 is smaller, 2 is bigger. Is that clear or what?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
No confusion? આની સાઈઝ નો જોતા હો એંગલ તો આ નાનો છે ને આ કેટલું બધું આમ ફરીને થાય. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, anyway. So what I'm saying is that angle 1 is smaller. So we have to go from A to B. Turn the screw that way. Okay, therefore say screw clockwise first, anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise.
Yes.
Clockwise, anti-clockwise. માં કોને ખબર પડે છે? Raise your hand. Sure?
Yes.
Mistake નહીં કરો ને?
No.
So here we have to go from A to B and we have to turn it anti-clockwise. Is that understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now imagine a screw that you would have seen an arm there or anti-clockwise. The screw क्या move થવા માંડે? આમ દે. કોઈ ટાઈપના સ્ક્રૂ જોઈએ આમ સ્ક્રૂ ફેરવો તો આમ જાય ક્યાં આવે આમ એટલે ક્યાં board articulate come on if you turn it this way in which direction will it go into the board or will it come out of the board out of the board yes or no
yes
sure
yes
ઉપર is it fine
yes
the screw will move out of the board that is the direction of a vector cross b vector basically a vector એટલે આવી રીતે રાખે a vector and this is b vector then where is a vector cross b vector it's a vector pointing towards you like this મેં તો કીધું 3D માં એટલે જે કરવાની ટ્રાય નહીં કરે એને તો કોઈ દિવસ દેખાશે જ નહીં where is a vector cross b vector it's pointing towards you આ બોર્ડ માં ડ્રો ન કરી શકાય I hope you realize that અહીંયા આમ ડ્રો કરો got it
yes
clear or not
yes
so this pen I નું head છે આ vector નું head આમ નહીં આમ this pen is indicating direction of which vector a vector cross b vector how do we come to know because we have rotated the screw anti-clockwise did you get that
yes
from a vector towards b vector આમ ફેરવો screw તો આમ બહાર આવવા માંડ્યો got it
yes
sure
yes
so this is the right hand screw clear okay. Fine now let's write down steps for right hand thumb rule and apply it in the same context shall I erase this yes or no
yes
अच्छा એટલું ખબર પડી કે આને કેમ n કહેવાય n for normal n is for
normal
why am I saying normal look at this આ પેન આમ મૂકું છું this pen is perpendicular to the board yes or no
yes
it is perpendicular to a vector it is also perpendicular to b vector b is perpendicular I hope you get that nice
yes
tricky to see some people do not notice it the first time okay if you would have this as n vector so a vector arm this you see the angle between them is 90 you see it
yes
I have not done anything except changing the viewpoint the other one is like this a b છે આમ છે એવું છે ને
yes
but this a vector cross b vector is still towards you so આ બે વચ્ચે angle 90 છે I hope you all can see that
yes
આમ હતું ત્યારે તમને બરાબર નહોતું દેખાતું but now if I do it this way you can clearly see that the two pens are perpendicular to each other so this vector a vector cross b vector is perpendicular to a vector and also perpendicular to b vector so both got it
yes
એટલે એને normal કહેવાય શું કહેવાય normal n hat for normal alright now what about right hand thumb rule આના જેવું જ છે sometimes easier to use sometimes difficult more difficult compared to right hand screw rule so I would say that none of the methods is optional try to learn both naturally you will have a preference after a few days right so what is the right hand thumb as the name says this has something to do with the thumb all right step 1 put your right hand palm no fingers towards a vector with palm open and towards the direction of b vector. Step 2. Close your fingers. You can call it palm also, whatever you want to call it. Close your fingers or close your palm by turning it toward b vector through smaller angle. And step 3 gives you the answer. The erect thumb points in direction of A vector cross B. So that's the procedure. These diagrams are very indicative. Please draw them. For example, here 1 is good, 2 is not. Right? Diagram को बता रहा हूँ. We don't like that. यहाँ एक वाई नहीं, यहाँ 3 draw करवाना. तो physics आवड़ता है. Alright? Okay, what does all this mean? Now, before we get started with, explaining how to use it, first of all, I want to, indicate something very useful. It's not possible to draw vectors in the board everywhere. I mean, coming out especially. For example, our case, I'm also the A vector cross B vector. Correct or not? Yes. The draw the so for showing such things on paper or board or wherever you are writing, we have some useful symbols. Okay, here, cross and circle like this. Cross and circle. This means a vector coming out of plane of paper. Wherever you are writing, obviously you will be writing on paper. I am assuming that. Board ઉપર લખવાના દિવસો હજી તમારા આવ્યા નથી. બરાબર ને? Oh, sorry, excuse me, I put it wrong here. Excuse me. Into the plane of paper. Dot means out of plane of paper. These are the symbols that we use. What is the direction of A vector cross B vector? So खाली यहाँ dot करना है. Dot is the direction of A vector cross B vector. Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, dot meaning so that coming out of the plane of paper. आने के बाद coming out, obviously. Going in कोने के बाद I'm going to into the plane of paper. Did you get it?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes
or no?
Yes.
समझाना है आप meaning dot cross. Now how to remember it? The idea is simple. There is a medicine called Proceed. Yes or no?
Yes.
We will modify that word a little bit so that we can remember. So we will not write it in the usual correct spelling. We will write it like this. Got it? So hopefully this way you will be able to remember that cross indicates into the plane of paper, in, and dot, the other one obviously indicates opposite. Fine?
Yes.
I લખી લેજો પછી આ ભૂલાઈ જશે. આ શું હતું તે મારે ગડબડ ન થઈ ગઈ. મેં પેલો પછી આઉટ લખી નાખ્યું, ઇન લખી નાખ્યું. So if you want to avoid that, you should remember. Okay? See, this is a notation, remember. We are just indicating like this so that we don't have to worry about drawing. આટલું લખ નાખો એટલે જોવાવાળાને ખબર પડી જાય કે આ મસ્ત. That's it. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's start using the right hand thumb rule properly. What do the steps say? अब तो erase करना होगा. चला है?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to use the right hand thumb rule for this particular case. So let's begin. Where is A vector? A vector is in which direction? Right side. Correct or not?
Yes.
In the front. Put your right hand, compulsory right hand. હવે કોઈ left hand use કરશે તો આન્સર ઊંધો આવશે. Do not try that. Clear? So put your right hand finger towards A vector. Like બાજુ A vector. Got it? Now see, we have so many possibilities. This is towards A vector. Yes or no?
Yes.
This one, this one, this one. Both of the possibilities say yes or no. But out of all of them, you have to choose the right one. Otherwise, you will not get it. हाथ જ બંધ नहीं है. Unless you are alien. Clear? Right hand use one, left hand nahi. Alright. So this is A vector. Now you have to put the palm open towards which direction? Towards B. આમ રાખો suppose મારો palm કઈ બાજુ છે? board side છે ને, it's not towards B vector. B vector is facing in which direction? Upward. A થી B આ બાજુ છે, ઉપર. Clear? So then I should put it this way. Did you understand? આમને આમેને ને આમેને. Do you understand? All of these are wrong. Which one is right? The palm should be towards B vector. એટલે A જો આમ મૂકીને કરશો ને નોટબુક ઉપર તો બહુ ઈઝી. This is proper. Do you see why? And you have to do it in your notebook, of course. Exam માં ક્યાં તમે લખવાના છો? નોટબુક માં લખજો ને. So you should try practicing it on your notebook, not on the board. Got it? This is A vector. Proper. This is proper. This is not proper. Do you realize why it's not proper? The open palm should be towards B. આ તો ઊંધી બાજુ. Got it? હવે શું કરવાનું? Second step. Or second step. Close your fingers on the palm by turning it, obviously, through the smaller angle. એટલે આમ turn થાય ને, ઊંધું તો ન થાય. Clear or not? તો આમ turn થશે. Yeah, and while you do all this, remember, આ wrist થી હલવું જોઈએ નહીં. ઓકે, નહીં તો ઘણા લોકો મેં જોયા આમ રાખે પછી આમ બંધ કરી દો કે આમ થઈ જાય પછી કે આન્સર નથી આવતો એમ તો ન જ આવે. So rest it. Don't have to let it be in air. You can rest it on your notebook. કઈ બગડી નહીં જાય તમારી notebook. Alright, so you can put it here. પછી આમ કરવાનું. Look at the thumb. If it's erect, it's pointing outwards. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes. Sure. Outwards આવ્યું ને? કે નહીં?
Yes.
અચ્છા એક વસ્તુ બીજી કહો, ઘણા લોકોને એમાં કન્ફ્યુઝન છે. હું બોર્ડ ઉપર કરું બરાબર, તો મારો આન્સર આમ આવે અને તમે નોટબુક ઉપર કરો તો તમારો આન્સર આમ આવે. તો બે એક જ છે. કેમ? કારણ કે મારી નોટબુક આમ છે ને તમારી આમ છે. That's the difference. Yes or no? So for me, the answer is out of the plane. Correct or not?
Yes.
So શું લખું? Dot લખું, cross લખું? Dot. That's it. And for you now, for you, in your notebook, is it into the notebook or out of the notebook? તમે શું લખશો? Our answer is same. Did you understand?
Yes.
But why does it seem to be different? Because I'm doing it over here, so આમ થાય, તમારે આમ થાય. Both mean the same. Clear?
Yes.
How do you right hand thumb rule use કરતા?
Yes.
Again, you have to go through the smaller angle. બીજી બધી possibilities જોઈ લો જરા. આમ મૂકે અને પછી આમ બી બાજુ બંધ કેવી રીતે થાય? કરી દો, આમ બંધ થાય. બંધ થાય ને? Yeah, one more thing. Some of you have bent thumbs. ઘણા લોકો એટલે મોસ્ટલી લોકો મારા જેવા તો નથી જોતા. I have got a naturally favoring, easy to understand thumb over here. તમારામાંથી ઘણા લોકોનો thumb આમ પાછળ વળેલો હોય જ તે. જોજો આમ ટાઈટ કરો એટલે બરાબર. જો જેની પરનો તો ખતરનાક છે. લવનો એ ભાવ ઓછો તો નથી. રાઈટ? બટ many people do not have erect thumbs like this. આમ પાછળ જતા. That direction is wrong. આમ ઉપર જવાનું. Did you understand? તમારામાંથી ઘણા હજી છે ને કર્વેચર ન હોય એના માટે આમ રાખો છો. I can see that. બરાબર છે? Alright, so listen to this carefully. You have to keep it erect. Alright, પાછળ વળવો જોઈએ નહીં તો એ બાજુની ડાયરેક્શન ન ગણાય. ઘણા સમ આમ હોય તો આ બાજુ આવે એ વસ્તુ નો. Understood the whole idea?
Yes.
Alright. So that's the basic. Barabar? Try a few now. You have to tell me the direction, dot or cross. Okay? Try this. Suppose A vector is here and B vector is here. આવી રીતે જે જેવું ડ્રો કર્યું એવું છે. Can you find direction of A vector cross B vector? Come on. હાથ મચકોડાઈ જાય તો ભલે મચકોડાઈ જતો. Or use screw rule. બરાબર ને? Or use the screw rule. Done? Raise your hand when you are done. Okay. All right. And the other is cross. Clear Clear or not?
Yes.
Okay, then if you are using screw rule, you have to turn it from A vector to B vector. Arm pharaoh. That is, you are turning it clockwise. Do you agree?
Yes.
Clockwise pharaoh. Together. It go into the board. Agree?
Yes.
The answer will be cross. Got it? Okay?
Yes.
Fine. Ajay Kapoor. So let's say you have got it this way, and you want to find direction of A vector cross B vector. Done?
Yes.
And the answer is
God.
got it?
Yes.
You have to turn it from A to B. So that is anti-clockwise. Answer છે ને બાર આવશે. Clear?
Yes.
Oh, ચાલો. નાના છોકરાઓની ગેમ પૂરી. બરાબર ને? Basics is over. આ 12th નું maths છે એટલે તમને શીખવાડી દઉં. Now, time to use it in physics. Do you remember? अच्छा एक वक्त हजी पहला आउ विचारी लो. Can you find B vector cross B vector cross A vector instead of A vector cross B vector? આમાં શું આવે?
Cross.
Cross. Sure?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Fine. Everything clear?
Yes.
Keep cross out it because now you have to go from B vector to A vector, not this. Barabar? Okay, so if you are using right hand thumb rule, then it will be like this. That is, amara go upward. Up or up. So if the thumb would point inward. You, if you are doing it in a notebook, you have the liberty to turn the notebook whichever way you like. Correct or not? So તમને જેમ easy પડે એમ તમે કરી નાખજો. Fine. Okay. Frankly speaking, after you do it probably 15 times, પછી તમારું માઇન્ડ જ એટલું ટ્રેન થઈ જશે કે ખાલી આને જોઈને જ તમે કહી દેશો કે સ્લો. That is, you will be able to imagine how your right hand moves or how a screw moves. समझाई છે કે નહીં? ખબર પડી ગઈ? So that's how it becomes very easy. Got it? So, now, application of this in physics. Magnitude, the formula that we love magnitude. What is that? A vector cross B vector gives you AB sin theta. That's magnitude. Also the magnitude. And direction is n hat. For that we use right hand rule. But if you remember in dot product we have two methods. One is with AB cos theta. The other is with component AX dx. Standard form. Correct or not?
Yes.
Right? To find that, first of all, we'll have to go through 9 relations. Ola mata 9?
Yes.
Ever 9 am. Okay? You know what are those 9, correct? I caret cross I caret. કોઈ અહીંયા dot કે બીજું કંઈ લખશે નહીં. No bracket nothing. આમ જ લખવાનું. I caret cross J caret. પછી I caret cross K. J caret cross I caret. J caret cross K caret. Oh. So first one, I caret cross I. પેલા છે ને મેગ્નીટ્યુડ અહીંયા સાઈડમાં અને these are the axes. Look what have I indicated. Which direction is I caret? I caret is in positive x. So corner here.
Yes.
So I caret will be towards this side. Correct?
Yes.
Arm doesn't it?
Yes.
Where is J caret? Upward.
Yes.
And K caret can say in positive Z. Arm now. Is that clear or not?
Yes.
I J and K means X, Y and Z. Clear?
Yes.
Alright? Okay, fine. So K caret is dot. हमें बराबर लिखूँ है? Which direction is I caret? Right. Which direction is J caret? Upward. And which direction is K caret? Outward.
Yes.
Did you get this?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Or not clear? In the dot. So that is it. Now let's begin. So first one, I caret cross I caret. What's the formula? It is AB sin theta n hat. એવું બધું કરો બરાબર. But let's separately write the magnitude K. So AB sin theta. Right. So what's the first vector? I caret. I caret's magnitude is
1.
समझाए थे?
Yes.
Second vector I caret. Its magnitude
1.
okay. Sin angle between these two
0.
0 or 90 0 yeah એમાં સેલી મિસ્ટેક કરો છો I caret is in which direction right અને બીજો I caret એ right side જ છે તો બે વસ્તુ આમ જ છે what's the angle between them સમજાણું ને સમજાણું so what's the answer 1 હજી ટ્રિગ્નોમેટ્રી તમે લોકો બહુ યાર નિગ્લેક્ટ કરો છો હવે હદ થઈ ગયો અરે એવું કરી નાખો કે ટેબલ આવડે ને આવડે જ છે મિસ્ટેક આવી પછી થવી જ ન જોઈએ કાઈ એક વખત આપી જ દઈએ ડોઝ આખા ક્લાસ ને 5 દિવસ સુધી રોજ 5 વાર ટેબલ લખવાનું જરૂર જ છે ઇન માય વ્યૂ નાઉ ઇટ ઇઝ બીકમિંગ નેસેસરી કારણ કે 901 એવો આન્સર આવે હા ચાલે જ નહીં એવું Okay, so first one will give 0 because it has a magnitude 0 and a 0 magnitude वाला कोई vector है. Okay, second. I hat cross J hat पहला magnitude. Magnitude ने first one. What is the magnitude of first vector? 1. Second vector? Step 1. Unit vector. Okay, now sign.
90.
90?
Yes.
Or 0?
90.
Sure.
Yes.
Because angle between x and y axis is always 90. So where? 90 degrees.
1.
So here 1 no look. Here 1 नहीं आ. Because what's wrong if you write 1? Okay, anything wrong? Too wrong. Okay, I will not look at where goes. What is the problem then? Why shouldn't you write it like this? Why shouldn't you write it like this? આજે ભણાવ્યું બધું વાંચો કદાચ કંઈક લાઈટ થઈ જાય તો to specify the direction correct because a vector cross b vector એનો મતલબ થાય ઉપર લખો જો vector product નો મીનિંગ શું the answer is a vector આનો આન્સર આપણે 1 લખીને ભાગી જાય તો ચાલે is 1 a vector or not a vector confirm one is not a vector okay I could do this because cross product by definition means vector product. Right, so it should be a vector, it should have a direction. खाली आ one लखो तो ये खाली magnitude है. Now we need to write the direction. This is a fact. This topic is useful naturally be distinct. હવે શું કરવાનું છે I caret cross J caret. આમ I caret બરાબર ને અને J caret ક્યાં છે આમ ઉપર. તો કરો cross product is equal to direction કેવી રીતે find કરે by you have two options which two right hand right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule तो कई बाजू આવશે outside આવે ને out of the plane of paper yes or no એના માટે શું ડાયરેક્શન લખું ડોટ થોડું લખાય આમાં આવું બધું લખે જેમાં ડોટ ન આવે ડોટ તો ખાલી ડાયાગ્રામમાં રિપ્રેઝન્ટેશન માટે you're using left hand શું લખું અરે યાર ફિઝિક્સ માં જ ખાતા હો yes or no
Yes.
આઉટવર્ડ તો સમજ પડી ગઈ છે ને બધાને ડોટ આવે એટલે ખબર પડી ગઈ હતી કે નહીં યસ ઓર નો તો ડોટ ઇઝ which direction કે કેરેટ યસ ઓર નો સ્ટાર્ટિંગ માં મેનો પહેલા પોઈન્ટ આઉટ કરી દીધું યસ ઓર નો યસ નાની નાની વાતમાં ખાલી તો મિસ્ટેક કરના બીજું કઈ નથી હોતું right you did the hard part dot આવે that's right so because when you do I caret cross j caret like this you get outward if you are using right hand thumb rule તો આમ થાય સમજાણું yes or no yes the thumb is pointing outward means dot that is what અહીંયા લખી રાખ્યું જો નોટ માટે લખી રાખ્યું તે બોર્ડ પર ધ્યાન રાખતા નથી બરાબર lost in your own daydreams એવું જ લાગે ચલો k caret 1 લખવાની ક્યાં જરૂર છે બરાબર ને I caret cross j caret is k caret okay next I caret cross k caret 1 તો મેગ્નીટ્યુડ કેમ 1 આવશે યુનિટ વેક્ટર 1 પછી એંગલ બીટવીન I caret and k caret કેટલો એંગલ છે 190 જો angle between these two 90 થાય ને all the three axes are perpendicular to each other કેમ એવું અહીંયા જો કોર્નર પર તરત ખબર પડશે એક એજ આમ છે આ z અને આ x એવું થયું ને yes what the angle between them 90 બને એટલે આની વચ્ચે 90 ને આની વચ્ચે correct all the three axes are always mutually perpendicular એટલે જેને આપણે કહીએ છીએ rectangular યાદ આવ્યું the word rectangular components okay anyway so 90 the બરાબર magnitude 1 ચલો આટલું તો નો ચાલે યાદ રાઈટ સમથિંગ મોર ડાયરેક્શન લખવાની છે હા જે કરીને જોયું કે જીકમ જી કરીને જોયું જે કેરેટ હવે લાઈટ બરાબર કે ઓકે શું કરવાનું okay let's see what happens here I caret is in that direction correct yes up pen I caret this marker pen is k caret clear okay now you have to walk પહેલા હું સ્ક્રૂ રૂલ થી સમજાવું તમારે સ્ક્રૂ ફેરવાનો you have to go from the first to the second through the smaller angle આ smaller angle થાય ને આમ ન જવાય correct yes આમ જવાનું એટલે હું ઉપરથી જાઉં ને આમ ફેરવું જો સ્ક્રૂ તો કઈ બાજુ જશે डाउनवर्ड जैसे ने ये तो एनो जाए अरे आ बेंच ऊपर यहाँ स्क्रू है स्क्रू ड्राइवर थी वहां आम फेरवे ने तो क्या जाए बेंच के अंदर जैसे कि नहीं क्लियर और नॉट यस so what direction is that minus j caret clear or not yes okay so minus j caret जो sorry hello પહેલા તો જો ગોખાવડાવું હોય તો 1 મિનિટમાં તમને કહી શકું these are 9 લખી નાખો 5 વાર પણ એમાં કઈ ખબર પડે નહીં right it's better that you learn to find and everyone does learn to find કારણ કે યાદ નહીં રહે નહીં તો મને નથી આવડતી યાદ to be very honest પણ હું કરી નાખી તે તો તમને ખબર જ નહીં પડે તમને એવું લાગશે કે સર ને તો યાદ નથી because like I said once you practice it for a few times પછી તમારા હાથની જરૂર ન પડે તમે આમ ખાલી વિચારીને કહી શકો કે આમ થશે એટલે આમ રાઈટ ઓકે લેટ્સ ગો ટુ ધ નેક્સ્ટ વન મેગ્નીટ્યુડ બધે 1 જ આવવાનું છે ડોન્ટ વરી અબાઉટ ઇટ ના ઓકે અમુકમાં 0 આવશે બાકીમાં 1 આવશે ઓકે j caret cross I caret આ j અને આ I રાઈટ હેન્ડ સ્ક્રૂ રૂલ કરો તો આમ ફરે ને yes or no so you want to go which way into the board correct cross આવશે ને dot and cross are opposite obviously dot out of the board and cross into the board બરાબર ને તો આમાંથી કયો હોય inside or outside inside તો કોઈ direction opposite to k caret એને શું કહેવાય minus k caret clear see once again you can always use right hand thumb rule બે એક જ છે એવું ન વિચારતા કે સ્ક્રૂ રૂલ જ કરે તો આજે તમારા ક્લાસમાં મેં સ્ક્રૂ રૂલ છે પછી બે દિવસ પછી નક્કી નહીં હું રાઈટ હેન્ડ થંબ રૂલ યુઝ કરો રાઈટ એમાં કઈ ફરક જ નથી if you are doing it for example by right hand thumb rule this one જે થી સ્ટાર્ટ કરવાનું ને એટલે હાથ પહેલા માર બોર્ડ પર તો આમ થાય ફાઇન કેમ આ બાજુ આમ રાખ્યો બીકોઝ I carried it on that side did you get it આમ રાખો તો આમ બંધ નો થાય ગમે ઈ કરો ક્લિયર તો J carried અને I carried આમ એટલે આમ બંધ કરો thumb is pointing into the board બરાબર ને એટલે cross that is here it would be minus k then બધા લખ નાખવાના તમારે that is your homework all right